Sad, lonely rocker vibes here again after a long absence. But worry not. It's gonna be way worse from now on. So this time I want to talk to you about this band, Circus of Power. I need to travel back in time, more than 30 years ago, late 80s. We're losing our heads over Guns N' Roses, right? So trying to get everything that kind of looks or sounds like them without really knowing how the band sound because you could only see, pictures in the magazines and get a video here and there, but it wasn't something that we had easy access to. Our main means of getting this information was magazines, sometimes newspapers, and mostly the record store. So there I was with my very good friend Felix at the record store. I don't remember what I had found, but he came across this beauty, Vices, second album by Circus of Power. This is part of the cover, right? Because I taped it and I fixed it to look cool with the eyeballs, right? He always loved the way I put that together. He kept of course, it was his album. So anyway, it was great. It was gritty, dirty, nasty sounding. Sounded rootsier than Guns N' Roses. Guns N' Roses sounded more modern in that time, right? The lyrics were very discernible with these stories about hard living, and then you had to see the guys. Uh, I mean, yeah, Guns N' Roses had the tattoos, but these guys, they were just drowning them. It was like too much. They looked dangerous, as if they would rip you apart if they found you in the streets. Anyway, it was a great album. So we start doing our homework, yeah, and then we find out that they had this before, which is their debut album, Circus of Power, right? Self-titled. In those years, an uncle of mine used to send me tapes recorded from the radio, rock radio stations from the USA, and there was this tune by them from this album called Wild. I liked it, but I found it too derivative. It sounded like the Cult, and of course, the Cult sounded derivative. In that time, they had released Electric, or well, also Sonic Temple, right? But anyway, um, so we were very excited about what they would do next. A few years later, they released this thing, Magic and Madness. I got this tape not too long ago, maybe 7, 8 years ago. Yeah, I found it secondhand. But back then we couldn't get it. Yeah, it never got to our record store, and we were so into so many other things and bands and genres. Not that many genres, but the alternative craps had started, and we were also very into it. So we kind of lost track of them. Um, and then what happened? Well, I listened to it via YouTube some 20 years ago or something. Yeah, but it's not the same as when you get the real thing, right? So when I finally got it, this Magic and Madness, I liked it, but I found it too clean. Yeah. And even though they have these guests, Jerry Cantrell and Ian Asbury, uh, there's something missing. And I mean, after being totally blown away by Vices, I mean, it's hard to compare those two, right? Uh, and later, I got the debut digital version, and it's also good. It's really good. So, what was I doing the other day? I was just going through the list of my collection, right? Whether it's physical or digital, and then I figured out that I didn't have the full collection, right? By Circus of Power. Yeah, and I knew they had released something kind of recently. actually 2017. Uh, and I'm thinking, I think the name is Four. Yeah. So I go online and I get it, and yes, it's Four, and it's this baby here. And that cover is just great. The horse looks powerful, mean, like the Circus of Power. I always remember. I find out that the only original member from the group is the singer and main lyricist, Alex Mitchell. And still, I'm like, I need to listen to this thing. Yeah, I just listened to it yesterday, and once again, it blew my mind. The man sounds wiser. Uh, the voice has definitely aged, but in a good way, and I think is their most complete album. I mean, their most diverse. Um, First track sounds kind of like almost Zeppelin-esque, or it's just it crushes you, right? And the rest of it, I need to listen to it again to give you song titles and stuff. But it's a great thing to listen to instead of all the boring stuff we have nowadays. I've spoken too much. See you when I see you. Bye bye.